Joe Rogan will return for UFC 319, and Dustin Poirier is set to join the broadcast team. Poirier will serve as a desk analyst on the post-fight show and step in throughout the card when needed. This marks the first analyst role since his retirement bout against Max Holloway last month. Chito Vera versus Aiemann Zahabi is set for UFC Vancouver on October 18th. Chito enters the bout on a 2-fight skid, dropping unanimous decisions to Sean O'Malley and Davison Figueiredo. Zahabi, on the other hand, is riding a 6-fight winning streak, most recently earning a unanimous decision victory over Jose Aldo. Who do you guys think gets the win here? Post your predictions in the comments. On Good Guy, Bad Guy, Daniel Cormier reveals he got a call 2 months ago saying that Khamzat Chimaev was going to be out of his fight with Dricus Du Plessis.
There were so many questions in regards to him even making this fight. Dude, I swear, Chael, and I can say this now since we're a week from the fight. 2 months ago, I got a call saying Khamzat was going to be out. Who do you think should fight Dricus? Should it be the kid from France? I'm talking about, what's the welterweight, the 185 from France? He's very good. The boxer. Imavov. Yep, Imavov. Or should it be Bohalio? It wasn't. It was always going to be Khamzat. He was going to make that walk.
Charles Oliveira versus Rafael Fiziev is set to headline UFC Rio on October 11th. Many fans feel the turnaround is too quick for Oliveira, who was knocked out in the first round by Ilia Topuria this past June. In an interview with Thunderpick, Oliveira explained his reasons for wanting to return so soon. He said, "So that's exactly what I'm doing. I went home, took a breath, and got back to training because I want to be better. I made the request to Hunter and the UFC to fight in Brazil, in front of my family, in front of my people. That would be something magical, and thank God it's happening. Of course, it's a really tough opponent. Fiziev is no joke, but I'm genuinely happy and focused. My mindset is bulletproof. And when I'm happy, when I'm feeling bold, things just flow naturally. Last night when I got the message saying everything's confirmed, main event, I said, all right, let's make it happen. I thanked Diego, sent messages to my family, and now it's set. UFC Rio, October 11th. I'm super excited. A lot of people said, but it's not a numbered card. And I said, I don't care, man, I want to fight. It would be amazing to fight here again. It's been a long time since I fought in Brazil. And like it or not, when you fight here, you're fighting in front of your people, your family. That makes it huge. I'm really motivated and happy about it. Honestly, Fiziev is super tough. He moves well, he's a solid striker, very respectful, and he's fought big names. As I always say, I never disrespect anyone, but I'm focused on myself, on what I can bring into the game. The confidence, this happiness, being ready. Inside that cage, it's not just me. It's me, him, and a whole nation of Brazilians cheering and vibing with me. That energy will definitely push me forward. Khamzat Chimaev reveals that in preparation for Dricus, he hasn't left his house much at all to avoid getting sick.
This fight for me has to be ready, don't get sick, and to show up to the fight and gives to my fans the thing they love. So that's why I'm just said to the boys, if we go to the mall, if somebody gets sick and he's big fan, he's gonna come for me, and maybe we get that sickness, you know. So has to be careful for that. So that's why I go out. I go to the beach today as well with you and the boys, and sometimes, but better to stay home.
Khamzat ran into Anderson Silva yesterday. Bear from the Jackson podcast posted the footage to his Instagram. Chael Sonnen believes if Dricus Du Plessis defeats Khamzat Chimaev, he will be in the top 3 of the pound-for-pound rankings.
And if Dricus can go out and look good and get the win over Chimaev, I just think that ranking, he all of a sudden is going to be flirting with Islam's space and Ilia's space. He's going to be flirting with the top 3. And I think that's the only way that we know how to compliment him in our industry. We give him a belt, we give him a main event, and then we give him a little bit more. And that top 3 placing pound for pound is very within reach right now for Dricus.
Henry Cejudo believes Alexander Volkanovski's days as featherweight champion are numbered. Cejudo says both Aaron Pico and Lerone Murphy would beat him at this stage of his career. Pico and Murphy are set to face off in the co-main event of UFC 319.
The winner of this fight is going to fight Alexander Volkanovski, and I also feel like the winner of this fight is going to become our next champion, dude. All due respect to Volk.
Whoa.
Yeah, all due respect to him, but dude, these young guns, Kamaru, Laurent Murphy is fighting Aaron Pico. Like, Aaron Pico's in his prime, bro. Power, wrestling. He's been a man-child since he was a kid, already competing at the highest levels while in high school, beating world champions. And then Laurent Murphy, what he's been able to do to a lot of these fighters, man, undefeated, very tricky, brings in a lot of like the wrestling, and he's different. He's like a Marab, like you just they're pretty unpredictable. And how is it that he's able to use that wrestling? So I'm excited for this co-main event. I think this co-main event is the most competitive fight, in my opinion, this whole fight card.
The back and forth between Renato Moicano and Brendan Schaub continues. The whole beef started when Brendan criticized Renato for not taking the UFC antitrust lawsuit settlement money. Renato fired back on the Ariel Helwani show, calling Brendan's comedy special f***ing terrible. Brendan responded once again and thinks Renato got his insults from ChatGPT.
He responded to me criticizing him for not taking the money. Now, let me be very upfront here. Him not taking the money helps me out. So at the end of the day, I don't give a flying.
Yeah.
If you're gonna start a beef, if you're gonna go back and forth, buddy, you can't wait 10 days to respond. I've moved on. This is prototypical ChatGPT. How do I talk to Brendan Schaub? Here it is. He's dumb. He's a meathead. He's bad at podcasting. He was a bad fighter. If I post a truck, did you flip it? The standard, right? The standard. None of it's original. And listen, I like Moicano. Him not taking the money helps me out, helps the other fighters out. You're putting more money in my pocket. And Moicano, I hate to tell you, 99.9% of UFC fighters, alumni, current fighters, staff, anybody who works at the UFC is on my side. You're not gonna find many fighters that agree with you. Everyone thinks it's stupid what you're doing. And here's the other thing. If you're gonna respond and then make fun of me, how no one watches my show, or I can't podcast, can't do this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But to get your message out, you have to go on another man's show to reach me.
Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez headlines UFC Vegas 109 tomorrow. Dolidze is currently ranked number 9 in the middleweight division, but believes a win over Hernandez will move him one step closer to a title shot.
He's a good fighter. He's a good athlete. He's 7-fight win streak, and he fought good opponents. It's just, but how I'm thinking, it's just another fight for me, and I think I'm ready for anything what he can offer. He loves to pressure, but don't forget, he loves to pressure and take down. It's not like he's something what I'm not ready for. And I'm a grappler. Yes, I don't have submission win in UFC, but who knows, maybe it will be first. If we are talking what's fair, I think I'm very close, and I need to be very close. But if we are talking rankings, you see I'm not so close. But I think after this fight, I deserve somebody who will put me on the line for a title after.
Belal Muhammad fired back at Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus made an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show this week, and on Belal losing the welterweight title to Jack Della Maddalena, he said, "I was watching the fight to see him lose. I was. That was literally it. I think he's an absolute asshole. I was really happy to see that. So that's why I made the tweet. That tweet was ready before. Before the fight started, I had that tweet ready. It was basically copy and paste, go." Belal responded to Dricus on his YouTube channel. Here's what he had to say.
Also, heard Dricus in Chicago. Bro, this is my city. Big card next week. Huge main event. You need anything from Chicago, food, groceries, therapist, cage, gym, sauna. Make sure you don't hit me up. You're not welcome here. Chicago, you see him, you let him know. You don't like his kind. Go Khamzat.
Chael Sonnen doesn't think anybody is interested in the upcoming rematch between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 320. He wishes Alex would just move up to heavyweight. Speaking to MMA Junkie, Chael said nobody asked for this rematch. You didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for it. You couldn't go to Twitter. You couldn't go to Google. You couldn't even get Grok to show you a person that asked for this rematch. Dana White said, listen, it's the best against the best. This is what we do here. And therefore, it's this fight. I still wish he would become a heavyweight. There's not another fight at 205 that I want to see for him. He definitely wants to be a heavyweight, and he's even telling that story on his own Instagram, where he's putting out pictures on the scale and he's 246. He's putting out the message to the audience. I'm big enough to do this. This is what I want to do. But why do we have to get him beat twice? Sean Strickland warns Dricus Du Plessis about Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling and pressure. As you guys know, Sean briefly trained with Khamzat at Extreme Couture. Speaking to Red Corner MMA, Sean said Dricus has better stand-up than Chimaev, but Chimaev has pretty crazy grappling. I've been training with these daggy f***ing terrorists my entire life. I know how to get up from these guys and withstand a storm. I don't know if he has encountered that level of wrestling to where it might get him a little off guard. Dricus really has to be ready for an extreme amount of pressure on the ground. If he can withstand that, he's gonna beat him. Paddy Pimblett had a message for Ilia Topuria today. He posted this photo to his Instagram. In the caption, he wrote, "Just waiting on that call. El Chorizo, I'm coming for you," with a winking face emoji. On his YouTube channel, Paddy called Arman Tsarukyan irrelevant and desperate to fight Topuria. While admitting there are more deserving contenders for the title, Paddy insists the matchup to make is him versus Ilia.
Obviously back in the gym Monday. All I kept getting asked this weekend was, who are you fighting? When are you fighting Ilia? When are you fighting Ilia? I have no idea. Hopefully it is going to be me versus the Chito next. And I think that's what all the Americans want, because every American I bump into keeps saying, when are you going to smash that sausage's head in? I'm hoping that gets sorted, but I understand that I am like rank 9 or something, so other people probably are more deserving, but posh boy definitely isn't. Little rich boy Arman, showing how desperate he is, offering him £1 million to fight him. Spoiled rich baby, trying to pay the way out of things. That's why he quit when he was making weight in a bath like a little Arman's irrelevant, no one cares about him. As I always say, I've got nothing but respect for Justin, but I keep seeing in interviews him saying he doesn't want to fight me. I think the only fighter makes me and Ilia. Seen Dan Hooker talking the other day as well. I used to like Dan Hooker, now you can eat.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Bottle Coke. It says, "Too soon of a return for Charles." The second one's from Carlos. It says, "I swear if Charles pulls a Tony Ferguson, I'ma crash out." And the final one's from Mr. Joel 420. It says, "I hate Khamzat talking about 205 or 170. Like, dog, you don't get what you're about to deal with." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.